Hi, friends.
Hello.
Ahoy!
Ahoy! Yeah, you're sailors
So
now.
sad we're losing Terry. I was loving his.
Yeah. Oh man.
He got a little mean at the end, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
feelings get hurt, gets tired, it gets like that.
Yeah.
Frankie Terry.
I felt bad, but it was gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, I think I was just hoping it would be more organic and not
your mother fucked a Minotaur.
More like all of a sudden we just disappear into a book.
Well, I mean,
I prefer the ghost technique myself.
I mean, we were talking about it. We were gonna just leave him
just disappear. Well, I didn't want to still be in the world.
Fair, because you could find us again. It'd be awkward. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely don't want to run into an ex in the middle of an adventure.
Yeah. I was like, oh no. It's going so wrong.
Do you want to hear a secret? That's not what I thought he was going to say.
Yeah, no.
I was going to drown you. Excuse me?
Yeah, because Terry's like, Ollie, I just want to know, like, why you're so upset at your mom. Like, I thought you loved your mother. And he's like, you want to know a secret? And so Terry's like, yeah, let me hear a secret. We're talking about our moms. And he's like, I was going to kill you.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's like,
okay. All right. You're not my friend anymore.
Yeah.
Your mother fucked a Minotaur.
It's not my fault.
Jeez. It's like, okay, well, we're so good at making friends and keeping them.
I guess like that's the end point. We're just a bunch of fucking misfits.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah, no, I totally think we've stumbled upon either invisible people or tiny ones.
Maybe.
What was the size? I just thought of like in Zoolander when he sees the model and he goes, "What is this? A Center for Ants?"
The Derek Zoolander. What did he call it? The Derek Zoolander Institute for Children Who Can't Read.
Yeah,
because he's really, really, really ridiculously good looking.
If that's what the town actually looks like.
He's not an ambi turner. Big issues. Yeah, he's got that little tiny model. I love that movie.
Yeah, I love that. That's the best part of that movie. What is this? A Center for Ants? So ridiculous.
I love when they're all dancing around the Jeep with the gas pumps. And they're like spraying the gas everywhere, and then they fucking die. And then he puts up the statue at the school of his friends, like a statue in memory of his friends. And it's a bunch of queens with gas pumps, like squirting gas over each other. Like that's the memorial statue. Hey, Ollie.
Hello.
Hi. Some great friend making skills today.
Yeah.
The hat got lower throughout the night, too.
Yeah.
It just kept like
It
I
did.
don't want
It
anybody to
just
see my eyes.
nobody to see your eyes.
It makes him look like Ollie is like sadder. He's like retreating into himself.
Right.
He's got his
Exactly.
big floppy ears covering his eyes like he's a scene boy now, and it's like his floppy hair.
yeah.
He's
I
reverted
put 4
into.
beers in before we started the session tonight, which is unusual for me.
He's reverted back into 2000s emo Ollie. Start listening to Hawthorne Heights.
Come on, you know you guys all wanted to kill Terry.
Not like that.
I mean,
I thought we was friends, Ollie.
I did. I did not want to be around. I did not want Terry anymore, but
I knew
I don't
that.
want him as an enemy.
Oh, we'll get him eventually.
The
Oh, now
enemy
it's
of
gonna
my
be-
enemy is my friend.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. Now he's gonna. What if he leads a raid? He's extremely charismatic. He's dumb as shit, but
Right.
he's extremely charismatic, which is all it requires.
Thank you. I put a lot of myself into Terry. I appreciate that compliment. I'm glad to know I'm charismatic. Thank you.
Come on.
Yeah, he had a very
We're
simple
fucked.
way to him.
Absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
You
He's
don't
gonna-
have to be
he's
mad
gonna
at
come up
me
on her.
because your mother fucked a Minotaur, Ollie.
Right. He
No,
kept,
we don't have to hate all of them.
he kept hitting me in the sensitive spots. He knew my weakness, and he kept exploiting my weakness.
No, he was just like literally like, hey man, when we first met, you said you were a mama's boy like me. And then when you got to see your mom, she was sick and dying. And you just were like, but why did you do this thing? And he was just like genuinely asking you, like,
Yeah.
why did you talk to your mom like that? And you're like, you want to know a secret? And so like at me as Terry, I'm like, oh, he's going to actually talk to me about like his feelings towards his mom right now.
Oh, no.
This could be a good point. And he's like, and so I'm like, yeah, I want to know a secret. And you're just like, I wanted to kill you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
All right. Okay.
I know.
Your
I
mama.
wanted it to be more horrible than it could possibly be. You know, like, I wanted it to be. Look, when you asked me if Mama wanted to live or die, I was like, I want her to die. You know,
Yeah.
and so I was like, let's continue the horror.
You're getting so dark.
It's like giving.
It's dark Disney.
Okay.
You went from-
It
you
is.
went from-
That's true. It's
You went
I mean-
from
You are
mama's
not
boy
wrong.
to mommy issues. Like,
Yeah, what is more like Dumbo loves his mama. What happens when his mama betrays him?
Yeah, fair.
You know, Dumbo's sitting in the. I mean, like before we started this campaign, I watched the Dumbo, like when his mom is outside the cage and he's in a cage. Number one, which just sucks, and like his mom is singing a song to him, and he's like, la, 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 and he's in the cage and shit, and it's so
Mhm.
depressing, and it's like, but his, you know, he was reaching out for that love, but this is dark Disney.
You're right. You're right.
You're right. You're right.
You're right. It is dark.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm trying to decide if your party member is now Christopher Robin or you still have Ollie.
I was getting those vibes.
That is,
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
Maybe
So true.
Ollie has been writing a book about Christopher Robin. Like, what's that
Right.
thing where you like?
he's going method.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm being influenced by the darkness of Chris. Well, I mean, we're in the whole darkness is taking over all the mistlands and every land and whatnot.
Yeah. But is the story arc of this entire campaign going to be that we all get shittier? You're like, oh yeah, my mom actually sucked, and it's like I've like set up Philly to like have literally a terrible mom, terrible family, and I'm gonna get there and just hate them more and get darker and worse. Yes.
Yeah.
Ollie. Yeah, Ollie. Yes.
We're gonna have to bring them under control or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I was
mean,
like,
Stop
Ollie's
him.
in this natural reaction of being angry. What is the stages of grief? I know anger's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
He'll lighten up eventually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean,
You
I
just-
didn't kill Terry or
You
anything.
just skipped a few steps.
I just told him a little secret.
So fucked up. A little
Some secret.
That's a little secret.
I have played with Rob enough to know that he's like minorly chaotic. And it's
I
just
can't help it, man.
I
Yeah.
know it. It doesn't matter how nice he tries to be. He has some monkey wrench to throw in the wheels somewhere. It's
Yeah,
just
if you're
how
like a
it goes.
necromancer and I'm a lawful good character, like don't even try it.
Okay, well, that was pure ignorance on the necromancer's part, first of all, because they didn't listen to a word I said to them when they were making their character.
I think my man was just only making necromancers basically for like many years.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him, but him and his undead army after the undead is like the BBEG of the world right now. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That was definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
then
sorry,
he
guys,
he
if
had
I totally,
Handuki.
like alienated.
No,
Sorry.
it was funny.
No.
It
It
was
was funny though.
good. Yeah, it was
funny.
hilarious.
And
Storyline, I love it. Philly's
Yeah.
pissed.
a little,
Yeah.
Katie loved it.
Little inter-party conflict. Never
Exactly,
hurt anybody.
I love it. It's good. It's hilarious. I love the chaos too.
More chaos. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
that's
I
great.
mean, the people want conflict. There's
Exactly,
never a
yeah.
story you've ever seen that doesn't have some kind, like Romeo and Juliet. It's the whole entire thing is a conflict between two families that don't want their kids to get together or whatever.
Exactly. I always think like it's good to have like some argument because it's exactly what you would do in real life. It plays more true to the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like then obviously like with the overmind of trying to progress the story. But
Yeah.
you know, people don't just like bend over backwards to do what other people say.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and no group of people this big that stays together this long is going to always get along.
Yeah,
They're just
from literally different worlds, different backgrounds, who
didn't know each other
they
from
didn't
Adam.
get themselves
like,
together. Literally, were just handpicked,
yeah.
probably
Yeah.
randomly
Yeah.
given by who we've chosen. We rolled a D100, and that's what
They're
they
like,
grabbed.
yeah, this is good.
Let's get this Loxodon from a cave.
Yeah, let's do this last time. Okay,
It'll be good.
scrape Philly off the bottom of this bar.
Right.
Tepper's just been standing here. We'll
Timber's
grab
just
him.
here. Good.
Yeah, Temper's just like it didn't matter who came through the warp and the lion, like in the sky or whatever.
He was like,
Temper was gonna
"Hello,
be
yeah, you.
I'm your party healer.
I'm your party healthcare companion. I can fix broken bones, broken skin, but not broken
Broken
hearts."
hearts.
And he couldn't fix my
Yes.
mama. He couldn't fix my mama.
Not yet.
Yeah. Jack was just being a layabout, so they were just like, all right. Like, I mean, just
Yeah,
random.
actually, kind of.
random.
I mean, we don't know Merrick's story really yet, but
Yeah, he's
like,
rich.
kind of all of us were kind of already like alienated in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your story, Merrick?
Yeah, he's the son of a noble or something, I think.
Yeah, he is the son of a noble or something like that. What's your story, kid? Buddy guy, no pal.
Exactly that.
Exactly that.
The son of a noble.
Wow, you just told us so
Well, I told it.
much.
So
It's
much.
son of a
Ow.
noble. There's war where I'm from. It's pretty much good versus evil. I chose the side of good. Left my noble heritage behind. Ended up in prison for desertion.
Yeah.
But you still got some cash, right?
A little bit.
You got money though.
So-
You
still
Yeah,
got
you left your noble heritage behind, but you still want security detail.
You
And,
still, yeah.
a castle, maybe, perhaps, but definitely
maybe.
not a royal anymore.
Only stay at luxury hotels.
I'm just like you guys.
Just listen to us, Oprah.
I'm just like you guys.
We're normal people.
Yeah. Speaking of nobles,
Normal people.
I'm drinking
Hey.
these here. Oh, look, it won't focus in on it. Look, it's
What
in
is
there.
it?
Look at my weird fingers.
It looks like LaCroix. Is that what you're drinking? Some LaCroix?
It looks like
No, I'm
a
drinking a Blue Hen Dogfish Blue
Dogfish.
Hen Pilsner.
Pilsner. Ooh.
Actually, me and my kids went fishing for Father's Day, and we caught some little sharks, and they're like, like this long. But that's a dogfish. It's a dogfish. It's a little tiny shark, basically.
Yeah. It's a little tiny shark.
Have you guys ever heard of horseshoe crabs?
Yes.
Yeah, they crawl up the shore over here all the time, man.
You can eat those, right?
I
No,
don't think so.
no,
We just
no.
take the big shells and make things out of them.
Oh,
Yeah, you
really?
could totally make some killer armor. You can make plate mail out of a horseshoe crab. For
Well,
sure.
you do that for you start doing that now, and you'll have it ready by HooliCon 2023, and you'll be able to wear it.
Look, if you have a HooliCon 2023, I
Yeah.
will get the plane tickets, and I will be.
We're
there.
going. We're going to New Orleans, February
the place?
2023.
All right.
That
That's
sounds
it.
good.
If you haven't booked it by now, you probably won't get close. to
We're
New Orleans.
we're doing it. Don't
We're
say
doing
that.
it. I'm there. I'm bringing this hat with me. If we're going to New Orleans, this is exactly how I will look.
You're gonna take your straw.
No,
hat.
I want to have a white. No, actually, I want to have a white suit with white
God.
shoes
White
and
on
this
white
hat.
on
Are you going as Colonel Sanders?
Sanders.
Yeah.
Because I want to be classy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. No, it's cool. I know
Hey,
a couple of people from the Trevor Project know about Rehoboth.
Ooh.
It is like it's not good here right now.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Raining.
There's a storm coming
Oh.
through?
Is
Yeah,
that
she's
water
got a
coming in
storm.
your house?
What?
That's not water coming in the house, right?
Well, I mean, the window's open. I ain't shutting it.
Oh, okay. Oh shit! I saw the lightning.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Be careful.
Whoa.
It's lit.
Hey, Temper. Speaking of getting people to listen, you put something together today. I want to read that.
Was that today? Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday, today. I
Yeah.
think it was within the last 24 hours.
Okay.
Do you want to read that?
Sure. Let's throw up the link so people can read it for themselves.
I can do that also.
All right. But sure, I'll read it in Temper's voice.
Yeah.
Let me do it in the camera. Bring it over here so it looks like I'm looking into the camera.
Let's hear it. Come on.
It's a teleprompter. Hello, I am Temper, my party's healthcare companion. I am big, but I am not fast. I can heal broken bones and broken skin, but not broken hearts. Not yet. I see so many broken hearts, especially in these trying times. It can sometimes feel like people's rights and safety are at risk. There. It's okay to cry. Crying is a natural response to pain, and I don't like pain. This may undermine my huggable, non-threatening appearance, but I will never stop fighting for what is right and just. I'm not qualified to decide many things, but I believe everyone has a right to healthcare and safety. This isn't complicated. Decisions are hard, personal, and brutal at times. We don't all get to choose where, when, and how we need access to healthcare, but we all have a right to it. Some may think I'm an automaton, but I believe in autonomy. If you feel alone, you are not alone. 78% of medical doctors support access to reproductive autonomy for women, even in places where those rights are being stripped away. 67% of people believe that the decision to make this a local issue is a not so subtle attempt to slowly tighten the noose on access to life decisions. This is a life or death issue. But even if it wasn't, this is a fundamental right. You don't owe anyone an explanation, and you deserve to live the life that you choose. I cannot deactivate until you are satisfied with your care. So no, I can't heal broken hearts yet, but I've still got the most extraordinary enthusiasm and confidence in our mission, and I want to help. I'm not alone, and neither are you.
That's right.
Thank you, Temper.
Thanks, Temper.
78% sounds low, and I'm honestly disappointed with that number.
78%.
That number
doctors?
is 78% in. I was able to find doctors in one of the trigger law states.
Oh, in just that specific state?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I thought you were saying like everywhere, and I'm like,
No,
that's low. I feel like it needs to be at least 95.
That trigger law shit is crazy, man.
I looked and
Like they had that shit ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucked up. It's really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of fucking what's the movie? What's the show with like the women or like Amish women?
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's
Yes.
Handmaid's Tale, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's super sad, and it's absolutely crazy, especially like being in healthcare. It's a
Yeah.
crazy time. But at least I live in Massachusetts, and Massachusetts
Yeah, dude.
is
We're in the
not,
Northeast and whatnot. Like it's
Massachusetts
totally.
has already passed laws that they won't prosecute anyone who comes to the state, and they won't expedite or whatever, send someone away like back to the state if they come here for it. And obviously, it's all protected here.
Yeah, their political asylum states are popping up all over. Some in the West Coast, mostly in the Northeast.
Yeah, I think all of New England.
If you don't have money to travel and you
what the fuck is that?
In Missouri, let's
Yeah.
Missouri.
Where it was already difficult, and now it's going to be impossible and illegal. So it's like, before, I'm sure it's extremely difficult to find a place, like even where I'm at, like, and I live in, close to Boston, like the closest place for me is almost an hour, like the closest Planned Parenthood is almost an hour. It's just crazy.
We had a place growing up. We had a place very close to me, and it was routinely like attacked, and doctors get murdered, and with the when you strip it all down, like none of the arguments for this hold up. So
no,
absolutely not. Yep. And I do want to admonish some people that got hung up on personality, let's say, or thought that it doesn't matter, that it's just a popularity contest. This is decades long in the making, and this is a result of people really playing the long game. And if people think they just show up every 4 years and throw a vote at someone they'd rather have a beer with, this is what happens. So
yep, agreed. And especially because like this isn't it doesn't represent a great population of the US. Like most of the US believes in access to abortion rights. It's a small percentage, really, but it's the correct percentage apparently. The people that are willing to put in the legwork. because, most of us, think it's not going to affect me, but like in reality, it will. One day it will. Whether it's you or someone like it's gonna affect you.
Yeah, and it could be. This we've seen over the last week. This was not the first decision. Today in Florida, we're still in Pride Month. Today in Florida, teachers were told that they were not allowed to put pictures of their spouse, if that spouse was of the same gender, in their classroom. They were told that they may not wear any clothing with a rainbow on it. They were not allowed to put anything with a rainbow in their classroom, and also in Massachusetts, I think it was Massachusetts, teachers are now allowed to lead prayer in a public school classroom.
Massachusetts, you're allowed to lead prayer?
I think that was just a few days ago. I think it was Massachusetts.
No, what?
They're allowed to lead prayer, and they're allowed to punish kids that don't join in.
Right.
Damn, I'm going to punish you.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Hold up.
So now just
what if
just
you worship Set?
Yeah, no. I
And
think
the teacher's a
what
worshiper of
we need
rock.
we need a Baphomet.
Yeah.
We need
Get that shit out of the. Let's talk about math. Let's talk
but
about
those but just think about that comparison.
I want to be a scientist.
Those are two Supreme Court decisions within 1 week. Both of those decisions happened.
I know, dude. Look, I'm going to out myself right now as a Republican. Okay, you guys can start throwing your napalm weapons at me immediately. I understand. But
I have never registered for a party.
I am a registered Republican, but the thing is, like, I want lower taxes. I want a more efficient government. And I'm a small business owner. So obviously, if you're a small business owner, I bet you 95% of small business owners are Republicans.
Yeah.
But
I want to see the stats on that.
I'd be interested too. I'm just shooting out the ass here. But I believe basically in total freedom. And so the war on drugs is totally against what I would like. All the foreign wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, I totally against all that stuff. So I just I don't understand. Like, every woman in my sphere of influence, including my daughter, my wife, like everybody I talk to, every single person I talk to is like, this is the worst thing that fucking could ever happen. Is like, it's so divisive. It's so horrible. It's so destructive to come up with this bullshit and these trigger laws and stuff. That's like, we were just waiting for you to fucking fuck up, and we're going to hammer you now. It's so horrible. So anyway.
I'm sorry. Can someone tell me what the Massachusetts law thing is? Because this would directly affect me.
There was a coach who led prayer after games, and he was told that he can't do that as a public school. The big issue was he retaliated against players who did not join in that prayer. So let's say there's a Jewish kid or a Muslim kid or an atheist kid or a follower of Baphomet, or a spaghetti monster kid. They would have to.
Okay, I think it's Washington State.
Is it? I thought it was Massachusetts.
I just have a, I don't know. I don't think so.
Hold on, let me look it up right now.
Yeah, Monday's decision came in. Joe Kennedy, Washington.
I'm sorry.
Woo! I was like, God damn it, Massachusetts! I'm mad at you.
But also another blue state. But yeah, Washington. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That just blew my mind. I was
if-
like, I made it through all
but
the way to
this
public
was-
school without knowing anything about religion at all. I'm like,
Yeah,
that
but this-
blows my mind.
The thing is, now you can understand why Ollie wants to kill Terry because the player himself is a Republican.
So that makes what?
Makes killers?
No.
I mean, Rob and I agree on a few,
Stop.
Rob and I disagree on a lot of things politically, but we and economically, but we agree on basic human rights and
Right.
and wars. There's no space in between our thoughts on those two.
But I think the question always ends up being like, for me at least, like when I'm
Just
talking to like
Washington is,
boomers, is like, you know, they'll be like, oh well, yeah, of course I believe in gay marriage, of course I believe in this. I'm like, okay, but like, where on the list do you hold that? You know, like, you know, where in your hierarchy of importance do you hold the right for, you know, women to get an abortion and like gay marriage and transgender rights? Like, where on the list? Because for me, it's that's probably top 3. Like that's my, like, if they don't believe in that, I'm not voting for you, period. Like that's the end of the sentence. Like, don't care what else you got going on, you know, everything else could check the box, you know.
well,
But
that's,
like, you know, where do you hold your importance? Where do you hold that importance? And that's where I feel like it ends up being for a lot of people is like, you know, how important is that to you? Because if it doesn't directly affect you, it's pretty easy to put that to the bottom of the list.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, it's like that's up there with like privacy and like,
Roe v. Wade is protected by the same amendment that protects your privacy. It's the 14th Amendment.
yeah, I mean, that's private.
Yeah.
That's private business, man. You know, so
Well,
like,
so
There's
that's like
several
what
things.
that's like that's just like not what Jason said, it's like independent or libertarian or those types of things, because it seems like the Republican Party and the Democratic Party have decided that it's literally just about those like 3 or 4 main social issues, and then that's what they run on at this point. And then it, like, obviously the Republican Party, like in its idea, a lot of people's idea of it is about liberty and like, you know,
Yeah.
what's mine is mine, and et cetera,
yeah,
and like
you know,
small
private
government.
property.
Yeah, small government, private property.
Can you own a house or can you only rent for the rest of your life? That's
Yeah.
the question.
Lots of questions like that. But like, you know, the party system has kind of fucked us.
Yeah, it's like Coke Pepsi. That's the whole thing.
And for me, the obvious answer is Coke.
so
Wait, that's red.
I refuse to.
Coke is a red can.
Oh fuck!
That's so good. Dude.
I refuse to register for a party because I don't want anyone taking my vote for granted. I said this the other day. I've always split my ballot, so I've always gone, you know, especially at the local level, I've always gone line by line and tried to spread my votes out. And until Republicans can explain to me how they're going to deal with their own demons and some of their truly evil people, the non-evil people that would have gotten the benefit of the doubt from me, well, their job now to me is to get these other people under control in their party before they ever get another vote. So, Blue Enigma Party, I don't know what they stand for. I guess I'll have to look it up. But you know, it's just
yeah, like we just had the
shit together.
We just had the fucking marijuana vote in Delaware, and guess what? The Democratic governor vetoed the bill, even though the Senate and the House of Delaware both pushed it through and had a sensible law. The fucking Democratic governor.
Did he explain why?
Because I believe in the best thing for everybody, so I'm not going to legalize weed. You know, I mean, it's so, you know, it's just,
it's already decriminalized.
You're a Democrat, dude. And New Jersey just had it. They got it.
I don't know why anyone gives a shit about that anymore.
It's such a dumb issue because it's decriminalized anyway here. So like, what is?
You know, the funny thing is, if you ever go anywhere that is decriminalized and you can just smoke weed on the streets, it's like I go to like Colorado mountain biking, whatever. It's not like people are just fucking smoking weed on the street.
No, not at all. It's not
Yeah.
like
It's
that
like you
at
would
all.
never know.
You walk through
You
walk
wouldn't
down
know.
6th Street in Denver.
But
Yes.
I'm always in the country because I'm.
If you
not
go down
fucking-
the right street, you'll have people shooting up heroin and smoking
No.
crack too. It's
Right.
I'm saying you do smell it on the street.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
do.
But
But
I'm like always in the
realistically,
country. Yeah.
realistically, right? Like, weed is weed. It grows. It does shit and
Yeah.
things. Nobody
Dude.
ever got high and murdered their mother. Nobody ever got high and
Well, for that
went
reason.
on a fucking killing spree. Nobody got high and did any of that kind of crazy shit. You don't overdose from smoking some fucking pot. Like,
I love
It's
You get
a
that
race
vomiting
thing.
thing.
the outlaw of marijuana started as a race thing, and
Yep.
it's always going to continue to be a race thing. The birth dearth is a race thing. I don't give two shits and a fuck what anybody says. That white privilege doesn't exist. Racial profiling doesn't exist. That's exactly what it is when it comes to certain parties. You just had Mary Miller on TV the other day, the same Mary Miller that was quoting fucking Hitler, saying Hitler had one thing right. What one thing did he have right, Mary Miller? Please tell me. Thank you, President Trump.
What
Today
was
you
it?
saved millions of white
lives.
Yeah, he did,
fucking crazy
she said
bitch.
exactly
Like,
that.
that's what she
When-
said on
when-
national fucking
when Trump-
television at a Trump rally.
She said somebody saved a bunch of white lives.
Oh, you didn't
The
see
other
that?
day, just the other day. You didn't see it.
I mean, I don't. I want all lives to be saved, but like to save white lives is kind of a little. It's a little something.
little?
there.
Well, that's what
little?
they say. A lot of people theorize that that's what the abortion law even is about, because most people who seek abortion are
Yeah.
actually white women. So
Yep, it's the birth
by
But-
by
Now, see,
It's
I have a
about
different
maintaining
perspective of that,
neutrality,
and like,
but since
I think that there's definitely like some the black people who go to church a lot are really against abortion.
but
For
a
sure.
little bit of statistical context. The country's population, this birth dearth is total bullshit.
Mhm.
Population has risen by 10% in the U.S. in the last 10 years.
That's
It
good.
has gone from 200 million in 1970, a little over 200 million in 1973 when Roe v. Wade protected the right, to 330 million in 2020. So we do not have we have an exploding population. We don't have a birth dearth. Have birth rates slowed in the last few years? Yeah, as they should.
yeah, as they should.
As they should. So none of the arguments hold up. None of the arguments hold up whatsoever. And George Carlin said it best. He says Republicans really care about a baby
Until it's born,
until it's born, and then you're on your own. And,
right?
we've done really nothing to solve child poverty in this country, and the 7 worst states when it comes to outcomes for poverty, lifespan, and overall health. Those are all states that had trigger laws. So these are the states that absolutely are doing the worst and have the least results.
Let's see some results.
They have none of the results to back up what they are saying. So it's real ugly lies and bullshit. Lifespan, homicide rate, it is highest in 11 of the 13 highest states in murder rate are these same states that had trigger laws. So but they spread lies about New York City being so dangerous. They spread fear and lies. You are going to live 5 years statistically, 5 years longer if you were born in California than if you were born in Alabama. Those are just the statistics. So by any measure, these poverty is worse in these states. Lifespan is worse in these states. Murder rates are worse in these states.
Now the question is,
They should not be making decisions.
is it okay to nuke these states?
Can I move
No.
out first, please?
No, but
Well, should we nuke them or not?
Can I move away from?
Let me roll a d20.
Let me move.
Roll an insight check,
Odds are
somebody.
even.
I'll roll
Odds
an
are even.
insight.
Don't nuke the kitty.
17.
Wait a minute. Before we nuke them, do they have any good mountain bike trails?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Likely,
think I would
likely
Yes,
all
actually.
the places.
All right.
Likely
Well,
all those places do have good mountain
we
bike
don't want
trails.
to get rid of them yet. Hold on.
Let me
yeah.
ride them first.
Let me write. We're gonna call it the nuke trail.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride every one of these states before they get nuked.
No, realistically,
And then we're gonna
it's a
nuke
very
them.
simple plan, realistically, at what needs to happen, right? It's very, very, very simple. Be angry now. It's totally okay. Fuck hot girl summer. Have angry you summer, and everybody else can fuck off. Nobody cares about how your summer goes. And then be angry now. Get to your local primaries and things and go do that stuff.
Right.
If you're not able to make it to a primary, find somebody that'll take you. Throw out a blast on a social media. Somebody somewhere in your area will do such. If you're not a registered voter, get it in and become a registered voter. If your friends and family aren't registered voters and aren't able to go do so, help them do that. If you know people that aren't able to get to a voting booth, be the guy, the buddy, the friend, the pal that says, hey, let me take you to vote because your votes matter. And then we're going to do that this summer. We're going to do primaries, local primaries and things. And then the big votes are going to come around in the fall. And instead of being angry at that point, we're going to be educated and we're going to be prepared. And then we're going to go and we're all going to vote. And everybody is going to come out of the woodwork and we're going to help our friends and we're all going to vote and we're going to make our votes matter. And then when the government doesn't make our votes matter, then we riot. Simple.
Right.
No,
Simple.
don't riot. But listen, and this is what I'm going to say to anybody who's listening who's a Republican. Influence your Republican people. Don't let them be some kind of fascist thing. If you like some parts of your party, make your party your own. And that goes for Democrats too. I mean, like, make Bernie your guy and make him do what you want him to do. That's what we're supposed to do. Right?
Yeah, I think Democrats tear each other down. They do a real good job of doing that. I agree, though. The country is best when it has checks and balances and when it's not ruled by any single ideology. So every party should look inside themselves and get their bad actors out as soon as they can. And yeah, I mean, there was another person, Sarah Huckabee, said that she wants to make sure that every baby is as safe in the womb as they are in a classroom.
You tell me where the children are safe in the classroom, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Please, let's have a face-to-face conversation about it. I'd love to. I want you to look me in the eye and tell me my children are safe in their schools. As you're doing things other than stripping away the rights of over 50% of the population, like, oh, it's constitutionally fundamental rights that everybody can have a CCW now, regardless of whether you have a criminal history, you tell people that you're going to murder them, whether you're domestic violence accused, things like that. Yeah, go ahead, have a gun. But tell me, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, where are my children safe in school? And I would like to know, and is it free to send my kids there? Or is that just the schools that senators and House of Representatives and, government folks get to send their kids to? Is that something my kids can go to too? Like, that's where our children are safe? Please let me know because I want to send them. Give me the information. Tell
Well,
me.
you can send them. I give you the information. You can go send them to Tatnall. That's where Joe Biden's grandson goes to, but it's $30,000 a year. You gotta have a kid that could get some good grades and run real fast to get the discount.
Well,
Yeah.
well, or maybe we prioritize education and we teach civics in class.
Right.
In school.
I always say that every school should be like the best private school in my, you know what I mean? Like if every school was like my daughter's school, which I pay out the teeth to send her to, then we would have a real shit going on. But we can't, you know, like I tell you one thing, we can't spend half of our, like we can't spend $500 billion on the military every single year and expect to still have, you know, the best schools in the world, because, you know, it's like a character sheet for your country. You can't have a super high intelligence and strength at the same time.
No.
Well, and what is strength? Like
I mean, like the next best country has two aircraft carriers and we have 11.
Yeah, and why would they really want to invade us?
We can never be invaded.
Why do you want to be invaded? We suck.
I swear.
Nobody wants to invade us.
We're super powerful. Listen, I'm telling you, like after this Russia-Ukraine war, what's going to happen is the United States is going to become even more of the greatest world power ever, because they're going to see the barbarity of Russian aggression and everything. And then it's just going to set up the United States as being this, like, you know, stable, reliable.
Not if we can't treat our people like humans.
Yeah, but, we literally got like reported to the UN.
UN. Yeah.
They're like, "Are we gonna do something?" And they're like, "Yo, that's America." No,
we can't.
But they're letting all their children die.
But our power is not in our armies. Our power is in our wallets, because we spend money on microwaves and new TVs, and when that stops, then
I mean, if you really break it down, our power is definitely in our military. There's a reason why we have the military that we have, which is way better than anybody else in the world. Times, it's too good. It's like you've over specialized, but the real power in our economic sphere is the dollar reserve currency. And that is like basically Russia, China, India, all these cats, they would love to supplant the dollar as the world currency. And I even think that like a Bitcoin or something like that could replace the dollar. But with this Russia-Ukraine thing, the dollar has become, again, the most powerful thing. But it is a weakness. If we ever lost that, we would be screwed.
Let me just assure you that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, and all of them are.
Yeah. I made like $1,200 off at one time, though.
Yeah.
That's real.
So you got out and stayed out?
No, so like I bought a bunch, and then like literally 3 weeks later, Elon came out and said that he was gonna let people buy Teslas with Bitcoin, and then it skyrocketed and I sold, and then I've been out since. I never touched that shit since. I was like, that's it. That was the greatest moment. I was like, I just made $1,200.
You can make some dollars on that.
But you got money, and someone lost that exact same amount of money. So,
America,
you definitely took a profit, and does not mean you added any value. And it is a constrained resource that is pitched as something you should hold on to, which makes it a deflationary resource by its nature. And
yes,
the only way on paper it looks more valuable is because it is suckering more and more people in, and that is the definition of a Ponzi scheme.
No, here's the thing. Here's what I have pointed out about Bitcoin. It's a currency without a country. But what I thought would happen is that it would gain value as the dollar lost value, and it didn't. And so I was like suspect. I was like, okay, this thing is actually really kind of fluctuating, not like attached to any reality of the real world. So like it just made me think that it was kind of like some kind of Ponzi scheme or just
That's
like believe in it and it'll work.
No, it's just like black market shit, honestly.
Yeah, but even I just heard today. I was listening to a thing today. Drug dealers apparently hate it because I was almost ready to start a conspiracy theory because apparently they're so easy to do. I guess I'd have to get on Facebook to start it, but that the U.S. government actually created this stuff to basically soak the money out of the drug market because people are going to use it for drug transactions.
I don't think you're a typical drug user, but I think like large corporations that are crooked, like mafias and entire groups,
Yeah, but
theory
they don't.
benefit.
Apparently, they hate it because they can't actually spend it on anything because it's really just speculative asset.
No, I don't think they keep it. I think they only use it as like just to make the transaction.
Yeah.
So wait, Philly, when you did your you're gaining, you're profiting on it.
Yeah.
Okay, you had it, right? You bought it.
Yeah, I actually bought it just as a bet.
Okay.
That I can make money. I was like, my boyfriend
You're like,
and
I
I
bet
were
you I can
arguing.
make some money.
Yeah, because he worked at Tesla at the time, so he was making a shit ton of money off Tesla stock because they give out
Yeah,
Tesla
they
stock to
went
employees.
crazy.
They went
Bro.
crazy. So he
Yeah.
made like $100K or something off Tesla stock. I was like, that shit's easy, dude. You didn't do shit. And
You
then the
didn't do
bet.
shit.
He didn't do shit. Like you literally did nothing. Like you just took a job that, by the way, I applied for you. So it's like really that's my money. And yeah, so then I just made a grand, and then I was like, yeah, that's definitely not gonna get any better, and I sold. I was like, that's definitely it. This shit was a
That's
joke.
awesome.
Like fuck that.
Was
I'm
it hard
outta
to
here.
sell it and stuff, or was it like easy,
No,
like one
man.
click?
No, the only thing is I don't think I paid taxes on it because I didn't know how that shit worked. Because
Don't say
again,
that on
it
here.
was a joke. It was
Yeah,
like
you
under.
did.
I mean, it
Yes,
doesn't
you
matter.
did.
It really
You
doesn't
did.
matter.
You did.
You
that.
did
knows?
pay
did.
taxes.
You
As a
did
matter
pay
of fact,
I
I
don't know.
remember you telling me that.
I
how
don't.
much you paid.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
as a
care.
matter of fact, I remember
me.
as your accountant for this
As a
year that,
Republican, I remember.
Go get me.
Yeah.
No, I did it like on Robinhood or something, so I really didn't know what I was doing. Anyway, I don't know what I did. I just made some money, sold it, called it. But honestly, it's wicked annoying for the stocks and stuff like that for your taxes when you do it and you actually get your. I know you're laughing because I just said that. My boyfriend does do a lot of stocks. That shit's annoying. It costs so much money to get your taxes done.
Hi. I do monies for people. I know.
That's
Oh,
why
I
you're an
made
really?
accountant.
it.
Oh my god! I have no idea. I
No
like
wonder you're
literally
such a good dungeon master.
right.
I'm
That
an
shit is so
accountant.
hard. I literally sat there and I was just like, yeah, and she's like putting in all the numbers. I'm like, lady, I got no fucking idea what you're saying to me.
Taxes
I'm
are
like, I
trash.
gave you all my papers. Like, call me if you need me. Got no idea.
Well, I think that's all I got for the night, kiddos. So
All right.
we're gonna call it. We're gonna run over our viewers, take them over to Phoenix and Waukee, and other than that, we'll see everybody next week.
Ahoy.
Ahoy!
Adios.